Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we are continuing the chapter 11, that is dual nature of the matter and the particle. In this first we have studied up to the photoelectric equation. Now today we are studying about the Einstein. Einstein has given the explanation of the photoelectric effect or the photoelectric equation. Photoelectric effect. We can tell that Einstein had given the explanation of the photoelectric effect. Now according to this we can tell that the photoelectric equation is due to the law of the conservation of the energy. Photoelectric equation is due to the law of conservation of the energy. Law of conservation of energy. And we can also tell that the explanation of the photoelectric equation or the Einstein photoelectric equation was given by the explanation by the Millikan. Was given the equation by the Millikan. These are the some important points about the photoelectric equation or the photoelectric effect. We have find the photoelectric effect. Now next we have to study here the particle nature of the light. Particle nature of the matter or the light. Now in this first we are considering the photon. We are considering the photon. Now here we have to define the photon. Photon means what? It is the packet of the energy. It is the packet of energy is called photon, or also we can call as the quanta. We can also call as the quanta. For the photon, we are telling that it is the packet of the energy, or we can also call it as quanta. Now according to this we are telling that now next here we are studying the some characteristics of the photon. Now first one we are telling that the definition of the photons we are including here. The radiation which are consisting of the packets of energy is called as the photons or the quanta. It is the first one. Packets of the energy is called as the photons or the quanta or quanta. Now second one we are telling that the rest mass. The rest mass is always equal to 0. The rest mass is always equal to the 0. Is 0. And we can also tell that photons are electrically neutral. Photons are electrically neutral. And we can also tell that the speed of the light or the photons travel with the speed of the light. Photons travel with the speed of light. It includes here speed of the light. And we can also tell again one more is there, the energy of each photon is given by. The energy of each photon is given by E is equal to h mu, where h we are calling as the Planck constant. H is the Planck constant. And now last one we can tell that the formula we are considering has P is equal to or the momentum of the photon. The momentum of photon can be concluded as P is equal to mc. We are considering P is equal to mc, or we can also take as P is equal to h by gamma, h by lambda, where h is the Planck constant, lambda is the wavelength, and here we are considering P is equal to mc, where P is called as the momentum, m is the mass, and c is the speed of the light. These are the some characteristics of the photon. By using this, we have to give the explanation of the photon. Now next, here we are studying about the wave nature of the matter. Wave nature of matter. Here we can tell that the name of the scientist, the de Broglie. The de Broglie proposed the wave nature. Proposed the wave nature of a matter. Wave nature. Name of the scientist, that is the de Broglie. He had proposed the wave nature. Now next, here we have to define the definition of the matter waves. The definition of the matter wave, or we can also call here matter waves. Here we can consider that what is the matter wave. We can define, or we can tell that according to the matter wave, the waves which are moving material of the particles. The wave which are moving with respect to the material of the particles is called as the matter wave. Now next, we have to define the de Broglie wavelength. We have to define the de Broglie wavelength. Now, to give the definition of the de Broglie wavelength, we are telling that it is the wavelength. It is the wavelength which is associated with the moving of the material of the particle. It is the wavelength which is associated with the material of the particle. Then we can call it as de Broglie wavelength. Now here we have to write the expression for the de Broglie wavelength of a photon. Expression for the de Broglie of a photon. Now according to this, we are writing the equation as lambda is equal to h by mc. This equation, when we are explaining, or when we are writing the expression for the de Broglie of a photon, that is we are considering lambda is equal to h by mc, where h is the Planck constant, m is the mass, and c is the speed of the light. Speed of light. This is the expression for the de Broglie of a photon. Next, we have to write the expression for the de Broglie wavelength of a particle. De Broglie wavelength of a particle. We are writing as the equation de Broglie wavelength of a particle. Now, according to the de Broglie wavelength of a particle, we are getting the equation as lambda is equal to h by mv, where h is the Planck constant, m is the mass, v is the velocity. of a particle. Now next, in the same way, we have to find the expression for the de Broglie wavelength in the terms of the kinetic energy. Now next, we have to find the expression for the de Broglie wavelength for the kinetic energy. Expression for the de Broglie wavelength of a kinetic energy. We are writing lambda is equal to h divided by root of 2m e k. The expression for the de Broglie wavelength of the kinetic energy is equal to h by lambda is equal to h by root of 2m e k, where m is the mass and here ek is the kinetic energy. Is the kinetic energy. In the same way, again we have to study the expression for the de Broglie wavelength of the accelerating potential. Now here we are considering the equation as lambda is equal to h by root of 2m q e k into v. Lambda is equal to h divided by root of 2m q e k v, where m is the mass of the electron, q is the charge, e k is the kinetic energy of an electron, and v is the velocity of a particle. Now these are the some expression we have to study by using the de Broglie wavelength. Here first one we are considering for the photon. Here we have taken lambda is equal to h by mc. Second one we are considering the wavelength of a particle. That time we have taken that lambda is equal to h by mv. Next we are considering for the kinetic energy. The wavelength for the kinetic energy, lambda is equal to h divided by root of 2m e k. Next we have taken the expression for the de Broglie wavelength of the accelerating potential. That time we are considering lambda is equal to h by root of 2m q e k into v. Now next we have to study again one more expression. The expression for the de Broglie wavelength of a particle of an accelerating potential for the, here we are considering the accelerating potential for an electron. Here in this condition we are considering the formula as lambda is equal to h divided by root of 2m e v. Here we are considering the expression for the de Broglie wavelength in the terms of the accelerating potential for an electron. Now let us consider the formula lambda is equal to h divided by root of 2m e v, where m is the mass of an electron, e is the charge, v here we are considering as the accelerating potential. V is accelerating potential. This is the expression for the accelerating potential for an electron. Now next we are starting the problem on the chapter 11. Now first one we are considering the find the number of the photons. Find the number of the photons of lambda is equal to 600 nanometer emitted per second by an electric bulb of the power 60 watt. Given that h is equal to 6 into 10 raised to minus 34 joule second. Here we have to find the number of the photons emitted per second. Now let us consider first what they have given. First we are considering the energy of the photon emitted per second is equal to 60 joule. Energy emitted per second is equal to 60 joule. Now energy for the one photon. Energy for the one photon we are considering as h mu is equal to h hc by lambda. We know the value. H is equal to, they have given that 6 into 10 raised to minus 34 joule second. Next, lambda is equal to 600 nanometer, or it can be also written as 600 into 10 raised to minus 9 meter. Now c means what? 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. Now put all the values, we can find the value of the h mu. Therefore h mu is equal to 6 into 10 raised to minus 34 into 3 into 10 raised to 8. Next, by lambda, 600 into 10 raised to minus 9. Now, according to the question, we have to find here number of the photons emitted per second. Now, let us consider the number of the photons emitted per second. N is equal to E divided by h mu. N is equal to E divided by h mu. Or we can also consider the equation as E lambda by hc. E lambda by hc. Now from this we have to calculate the number of the photons which are emitted per second. Therefore put all the values, we are getting the answer. Now let us consider E means 60. Lambda is 600 into 10 raised to minus 9. Next, the value of the h is 6 into 10 raised to minus 34. Next, C is 3 into 10 raised to 8. Now, the calculation part of the n, we are getting the answer as 2 into 10 raised to 20. Therefore, n is equal to 2 into 10 raised to 20. It does not have any SI unit. Therefore, according to the question, the number of the photons which are emitted per second, n is equal to 2 into 10 raised to 20.